So what we have here is chuncho, which is a Capsicum fruitescens from Peru, and this year is a subject of the hot pepper throwdown grow. So people trying to grow these things 10-12 feet tall, and a few people succeeding. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. However, mine's about 6 feet tall. It's a fantastic plant. Gets covered, absolutely covered in these gigantic pods. As you can see, I didn't want to put a coin here so you can actually get a good idea of how big these things are. There you go, gigantic. Very typical Capsicum fruitescens, but it's really fun to grow, and there are people who can grow them 12-14 feet tall. So, I don't know if I can cut one open without destroying it, but let's see. Let's try this one. So, as usual for fruitescens, extremely juicy. And these aren't too bad for seeds. Some fruitescens can be a little bit seedy, but even for a pod this small, there's only 5 seeds there, so that's not too bad. Let's see, where are we? Let's find the camera. Alright, there we go, that's better. So you can see it's a very juicy pod, typical of fruitescens. A very nice smell. It's fruity and sweet. Has a little bit of an essence of pepper to it, of white pepper more than black pepper because it's not very strong. But there's a lot of varieties of fruitescens around, and this is a really good one. Not only is it a great plant, but the pods taste good too. So let's find out what they taste like. Hi, Nigel Carter coming to you from the kitchen as usual. It's actually dark outside, so I'm hoping that the lights that I'm using aren't going to create too much glare in the windows behind. However, I'm just going to do it anyway. So you've seen in the introduction we have chuncho from Peru, Capsicum fruitescens. So they grow upwards, and the plants get to be very large. So I would say I've had maybe 200-300 pods off the plant already this year, and there's probably about the same on there at the moment. People with the really big plants, I'm sure, will get literally thousands of pods, and they're very tiny, but they actually pack quite a punch. So let's just eat one. Cheers. They're very typical fruitescens, very fruity and sweet to start with, and then you get a very peppery burn. And these are quite hot, for such a small pepper. They're much hotter than a cayenne. Well, they're probably well past 50,000 units, and they taste absolutely brilliant. For those of you who've had Tabasco, which is a sort of typical fruitescens that people would grow or use, to me Tabasco are kind of these are absolutely brilliant. There's just such a lovely fruitiness to them that you don't get from other peppers. But the burn itself is very aggressive. It's a good job that these don't come up near 1 million. I think they would be absolutely nightmarish. But they're good for eating raw, I think. But they make great sauces. I'm not going to mention Tabasco sauce because that's not a great sauce, but there are plenty of people out there making fantastic sauces with fruitescens. There's a lot of sugar in the skins too. The soft is extremely fragile and soft, and the skins are a little bit tougher. But there's a ton of sugar in the skin, so you keep on chewing and that comes out and it just adds to the flavours in your mouth. This one has a very, very slight undercurrent of green, sort of green grassy kind of flavour at the very end. My understanding is that this is regarded as a wild capsicum fruitescens, but to me that's, yeah, I'm not convinced that it's truly wild, but it's certainly found growing in the wild in Peru. Yeah, I've got a good burn going on my tongue right now. It's all tongue burn, and it really is incredibly prickly and aggressive, but it's at a level where it's just very nice. These things are so good. I'll just show you again. Ají chuncho from Peru. I really do recommend you find some fruitescens to grow. Just add one or two, doesn't matter which ones, just don't make it Tabasco. There's lots of really good ones out there. Malagueta is a great one from Brazil. Highly recommend these ají chuncho because the plants are so enormous. If you grow them in the ground, they literally can get to 12-15 feet tall. So those are great. It's not very seedy, which is great for a fruitescens, and the flavour's lovely. Very, very nice, and gives you a nice good burn too. Just starting to sweat a little bit. So. Great, ají chuncho from Peru. I recommend it. Wonderful pepper, and I wish mine was bigger, but I guess 6 foot's not too bad. This is Nigel Carter saying, I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.